because of working for so long.
I wonder why they can't see me.
We're ready.
Hey, I can't hear anything.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Can you hear me?
Big head. Yeah, we can hear you, Melinda.
I can hear you.
I'm sorry. Okay, you ready for me to swear y'all in?
Yeah, hang on just a minute. Let me shut my door. It's a lot going on up here today. Criminal court going. Hold on. All right, Chambers County Probate Court coming to order. If you're going to testify today, please raise your right hand and we'll swear you in.
Raise your right hand. Your
Other right hand.
Do y'all swear or confirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Happy New Year to all of you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to get started with Mr. Davidson. I promised him he could go first. He's got another appointment. So let's go with cause number 166, the state of Patrick Joseph.
Very good. Your Honor, Patrick Joseph died on November 26, 2021, Baytown, Harris County, Texas, at the age of 72, and 4 years have not elapsed since the date of his death. This court has jurisdiction and venue in that he had a fixed place of residence here in Chambers County at the time of his death. To the best of my knowledge, the document signed dated August 19th, 2020, which has been submitted to the court, was never revoked, and I would request that the court take judicial notice that that is in the court's file.
Okay. Yes, so done.
No state governmental agency of the state or charitable organization is named in the will as a devisee. There were no children born to or adopted by the decedent after the date the will was made, nor was there a marriage dissolved after the date the will was made. The will named his daughter, Mauricia Joseph, to serve as independent executor, to act independently and without bond. She's not disqualified to serve in that capacity and would request that his will be admitted to probate, and upon filing of the oath that Mauricia Joseph be appointed as independent executor. It is a non-taxable in this state and would request that the appraisers be waived, Your Honor.
All right, everybody admit the will of probate and authorized letters, Counselor. And we'll
Your Honor.
move to cause number 173, the state of Betty Clark Moran.
Okay. Mr. Moran, please state your name for the court.
My name is John Dwayne Moran.
And your wife was the decedent, Betty Clark Moran, and she passed on September 1 of 2018 in Harris County, Texas, at the age of 74 years. Is that right?
Yes.
And clearly 4 years have not elapsed since the date of her death, have they?
No.
And this court has jurisdiction and venue in that at the time your wife passed away, she had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County. Is that right?
Yes.
Your wife did not apply for or receive any Medicaid benefits on or after March 1st of 2005, did she?
No.
We have filed with the court her last will and testament dated November 18th, 1983, and that document was never revoked, was it?
No.
Your Honor, again, I would request that you take judicial notice that that original will is in the court's file.
Go none, I'm looking at it now.
Thank you, Your Honor. There were no children born to or adopted by your wife after the date of the will, were there?
Mm-mm.
And there was no marriage dissolved after the date the will was made, was there?
No. Mm-mm.
Neither the state of Texas, a governmental agency, or charitable organization is named as a devisee under the terms of your wife's will, are they?
No.
And you've investigated the affairs of your wife's estate, and there are no debts that are outstanding that are not otherwise secured by real property, are there?
No.
And so you're asking the court to admit her will to probate as a muniment of title only, is that right?
Right.
Your Honor, that's all I have. Would request that the will be admitted as a muniment of title only and waive the affidavit of fulfillment of terms.
Go down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Cause number 174, the state of Richard Forns.
Forms?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, Richard Huve Forns died on November 16th, 2021, Corpus Christi, Nueces County, Texas, at the age of 78 years. Clearly, 4 years have not elapsed since the date of his death. He too had a fixed place of residence here in Chambers County at the time of his death, which gives you jurisdiction and venue over his estate. To the best of my knowledge, the will signed on May 30th, 2017 was never revoked. No state, governmental agency, or charitable organization is named in the will as a devisee. After the date the will was made, Your Honor, there were no children born to or adopted by the decedent, nor was there a marriage of the decedent dissolved after the date that the will was made. His will named his wife, Mary Adele Forns, to serve as independent executor, to serve without bond. She is not disqualified to serve in that capacity, and would request that upon filing of her oath, that letters testamentary be issued. Your Honor, it is not a taxable estate. We would request that the appraisers be waived.
Bits of probate and authorized letters. Thank you, Counsel.
Very good. Okay.
Cause number 175, the state of Bobby Earl Arlington.
Arlington. Okay, Your Honor, Bobby Earl Arlington Sr. Passed on November 23rd, 2021, in Baytown, Chambers County, Texas, at the age of 74 years, and 4 years have not elapsed since the date of his passing. This court does have jurisdiction and venue in that he had a fixed place of residence in a domicile in Chambers County at the time of his death. The decedent did not apply for or receive Medicaid benefits on or after March 1st of 2005. The last will and testament dated May 1st, 2017 was never revoked so far as I know. There were no children born to or adopted by the decedent after the date the will was made, nor was there a marriage of the decedent dissolved after the date that the will was made. Neither the state, the governmental agency, or charitable organization is named as a devisee under the will. I've investigated the affairs of the decedent, and to the best of my knowledge and belief, there are no debts owing to the estate, exclusive of those that may be secured by liens on real property. There is no necessity for administration, and would request that this will be admitted to probate as a muniment of title only.
So done. All right. Thank you, Counselor. I think we covered you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I really appreciate it. Have a great new year.
You too.
May I be excused?
You may be.
Thank you.
All right, cause number 165, the state of Douglas, Robert Sines, Mr. Gonzalez. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. How are you? Are you able to hear me?
Good. Yes, and you may proceed, Counselor.
I do not believe my witnesses have arrived just yet.
Okay. We can skip you and you can see if you can get a hold of them, get them on.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, cause number 168, state of Gary Burnett.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to call John Clark first. Please state your name for the court.
John Michael Clark.
And you're the executor named in the will of Gary Michael Burnett, correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Burnett passed away on October 2nd, 2021 at the age of 78 in Baytown, Harris County, Texas, correct?
Yes.
And the date of his passing has not been more than 4 years ago.
No.
His residence was in Baytown, Chambers County, Texas when he passed, correct?
Yes.
We have submitted a will to the clerk that contains the original first 2 pages of the will, but the 3rd page is a copy, correct?
Yes.
And that document is dated June 24, 2013, correct?
Yes.
And you believe that to be Mr. Burnett's signature on page 2.
Absolutely.
And we believe the theory behind the copy of page 3 is that he used the color copier and the original page 3 is mixed up in a copy that we don't know where, we can't locate that copy.
Correct.
But we have the original first 2 pages.
Yes.
And to the best of your knowledge, that is his last will and testament.
Yes.
And to the best of your knowledge, he never revoked that will.
Correct.
And at this time, Your Honor, I would like you to take judicial notice that you have that will in your file.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. And on June 24, 2013, Mr. Burnett was at least 18 and he was of sound mind.
Yes.
And we do have a need to administer his estate. We have property and other affairs that we need to take care of.
Correct.
And no marriage was ever dissolved after the date of that will.
No.
No children born to or adopted by him after the date of that will.
No.
His will didn't give any gifts to the state of Texas, a charity, or any political subdivision of Texas.
No.
And the will appoints yourself as executor, correct?
Correct.
It did not appoint you as independent, correct? So all the beneficiaries have agreed that you can serve independently.
Correct.
And we went over qualifications and disqualifications, and you're qualified and not disqualified to be the executor of this estate.
Qualified, yes.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, call your next witness, man.
Okay, I'm gonna call Donovan. Donovan, will you please state your full name?
Donovan Ray Duhan. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir,
Yes.
we can.
And you are one of the subscribing witnesses to the last will and testament of Gary Michael Burnett, correct?
Correct.
And you have seen a copy of the will that we filed with the original first 2 pages and a copy of the 3rd page, correct?
I'm sorry for 1 second. My phone decided to make a couple noises. I believe I caught what you said. I was a witness of the will.
Yes, and you have seen a file stamp copy of what we filed as his original will, correct?
Yes, I have. Correct.
And on June 24, 2013, you believe Mr. Burnett to have been at least 18 and of sound mind.
Well over 18. Yes.
And he signed that will in front of you, correct?
Correct.
And you signed the will as a witness, correct?
Correct.
And the copy that you have seen of page 3, is that a true and accurate and correct copy of the page 3 that you saw on that date that was signed and notarized?
I believe it is. Yes.
And you were at least 14 on June 24, 2013, correct?
Yes.
Okay, no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, got him. Call your next witness.
We rest, Your Honor.
Okay. So no other testimony. I hereby order probating the partial original will and copy of the will and grant independent administration, authorize issuance of letters of administration. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You may be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day.
Good to hear.
Okay, calls number 172, the state of Tracy MF Holston.
Good morning, Your Honor.
There you
You are
are.
ready to proceed.
How are you, man? You may proceed.
Thank you. I call Lisa Ferris to the stand. Would you please state your name for the record?
Lisa K. Ferris.
Okay, and what's your relationship to Chrissy Hosselton?
That's my mother.
Okay, and did she die about October 16th, 2021?
That's correct.
And she was residing here in Chambers County when she passed away. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
To your knowledge, has she revoked her will prior to her death?
No, ma'am.
Did she have any children born after that will was made?
No, ma'am.
At the time of the will, was she at least 18 years age and of sound mind?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did she have a marriage dissolved after executing that will?
Yes, ma'am.
She had a marriage dissolved after that will was made?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who did she divorce?
John D. Hosselton.
Okay. But he's not an heir under that will, correct? Or devising?
He is deceased.
Okay. Has 4 years elapsed since the date you filed this application and the death of your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Was the state of Texas, I'm sorry, did you say yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am?
Can you say the question again?
Has 4 years passed since the filing of the application and the death of your mother?
No, ma'am.
Okay. It was the state of Texas a devisee under the will? Did she leave anything to the state of Texas or any charity?
No, ma'am.
Okay. A necessity exists for the administration of this estate, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
In fact, there's some property in another state and there's going to have to be an auxiliary probate, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And did the will appoint you to be the independent executor of the estate?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any reason why you would be disqualified for being the independent executor of this estate?
No, ma'am.
I pass the witness, Judge.
No questions, Counselor. Anything else?
No, there's nothing else.
All right, hereby admit the will of probate and grant letters of independent administration. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, cause number 176, the state of Jacqueline Joan Harris.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. You may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Mr. Harris, if you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself. It should be at the bottom left. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, Mr. Harris, could you please state your name for the court?
Richard Allen Harris.
And how were you related to Jacqueline Joan Harris?
I'm her husband.
Okay. And is it true that Ms. Harris, your wife, died on November 12th, 2021?
That's correct.
And that was at Baytown, Harris County, Texas, at the age of 75?
Yes.
And is it true that she was domiciled and had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County, Texas at the time of her death?
That's correct.
And is it true that she died testate, meaning she had a will, and her purported original last will dated March 15th, 2002 is in the court's possession?
Yes.
And as to the best of your knowledge, this will was self-proved during her lifetime and has not been revoked?
It has not been revoked, no.
Okay. And Your Honor, I just ask that the court take judicial notice of the fact that the will has been filed.
Hold on.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is it true that your wife, there were no children born to or adopted by her after the day of the will?
That's correct.
And is it true that no state or government agency of the state or charitable organization is named in the will as a devisee?
That's correct also.
And is it true no marriage of your wife was dissolved after the making of the will?
That's correct.
And it's true that the will names you as independent executor, but that it's not desired that an independent executor be appointed as there are no unpaid debts owing by the estate and no necessity exists for the administration of the estate.
That's correct also.
And therefore, we haven't applied for letters testamentary or for some other administration. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, hang on. Melinda, Melinda, would you mute your?
You need to mute it. I will. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we should be able to hear now. And so, Mr. Harris, what I was asking is, because there are no unpaid debts owing by the estate, there's no necessity for the administration of the estate, and we haven't applied for the grant of letters testamentary or any other type of administration. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And is it true that your wife did not apply for or receive Medicaid benefits on or after March 1st, 2005?
Yes, she did not.
And so we're asking that the will be admitted to probate as a muniment of title only. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, that's all I have.
All right, everybody admits the will of probate as a muniment of title. Thank you, sir.
Thank you
All right.
very much, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
All right, so cause number 165, stated Douglas Robert Sines. Your witnesses are connected now.
Yes, Judge, I believe the translator is Mercedes Malaga. I'm still waiting on Josue Martinez and Victor. Is Victor on? I guess not. Miss Malaga, do you know if Victor or Josue has joined? I don't think so. I apologize, Judge. I don't think.
No, that's okay.
Thank you.
Hey, we've been doing this for 2 years now, and I understand. Things happen.
I think she's muted, Judge.
Miss Malaga is muted. If
Yeah.
Miss Malaga, if you'll unmute yourself, please. So she's one of your witnesses, Counselor?
She's the translator for both my witnesses, Judge.
Okay.
I believe my witness he says he's calling in and in the middle of putting in the ID.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute and give you a minute to get your witnesses, and then we'll get started in just a moment. Yes.
In the meeting. There's 6 people. Oh,
Hello, Judge. I believe this might be one of my witnesses.
Okay. And you have another one you're still waiting on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
May I ask who this is?
Sure.
Is this Victor or Josue?
This is Victor.
Can you
This
turn,
is Victor.
can you turn your video on, Victor? When we get ready to
I
testify?
already did.
Say it again.
I already did.
Okay, we can hear you. Can't see you.
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll try to turn the video, but it won't take it.
Okay.
But I can hear you.
Your Honor, should I begin asking questions for this witness?
You can proceed. We need, we need to swear him in. Here's Josue also. We'll swear them both in. All right, so Victor, you do not have video. Can you turn your
I
video?
can get the video on my phone. Is broke.
Okay, we'll just have audio for you then. All right, so we have a translator who's going to translate.
Yes, yes, Your Honor. Precise global translations.
All right.
Yeah. Hello, Your Honor. Just give me a second. The translator is trying to enter to this session, but I don't know how what happened. She was mute. She's trying, and in a few seconds she's gonna join with us.
Okay. I see someone connecting.
Yeah, it's Mercedes Malaga. She's the interpreter.
Okay. Ms. Malaga, can you hear me? Ms. Malaga. You're muted, ma'am, if you're trying to talk.
Judge, I clicked request or asked to unmute, so Ms. Malaga, there should be a pop-up on your end.
Thank you, Austin. Seem to have lost Ms. Malaga.
She's trying to connect again. Here she is.
Thank you.
probably the host allow to Mercedes to or unmute the microphone, please?
Austin, can you do that?
Yeah, Judge, I'm actually requesting her to unmute right now. But we don't have any restrictions on the meeting right now.
Okay, thank you.
And I also don't have the ability just to force unmute.
Judge, are you muted?
Ma'am?
Okay, I hear you now.
Yeah, I was muted, but Ms. Malaga, you are still muted. I don't know if you can unmute or if you have an issue with it. So whoever that is with Precise Global Translations, do you know what kind of issue she is having?
Judge, if I may speak, I think we're trying to contact both Mercedes and Precise Global Translations, trying to see what is wrong as well.
Okay. Yeah, and I normally have a translator here in my office, but she's out today, so I'll get her. I may can find somebody else in the courthouse. You talking about Spanish translation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see if there's somebody available.
Judge, Nancy in our office may be able to step away. This is Christy.
Yes, ma'am.
Get a call?
She's there available?
Let me check, okay? I'll be right back with you.
No. Counselor, are you okay with the corporate?
Okay, so Nancy's available. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
No, that's okay. Can you get her in front of your screen? Counselor, are you okay with court providing a translator?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Would you like for her to go to Melinda or upstairs to you?
She can go, just let her go to Melinda's screen, it'll be fine.
Okay, we'll do.
She doesn't.
Hey, Melinda, I heard you asking about your screen earlier.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna-
may have the little slide over your camera, so you may want to look at that. If you see like a red dot or something,
Yeah, I've got
There should be a little
sorry.
nub.
I might have to get on my laptop, so I may.
okay, there we go. We see.
We gotta make sure that it's the judge.
Okay, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you don't mind Nancy doing this?
No, we're good. Nancy
Checked
doing
with
it.
Marina, but she says she doesn't do civil, so,
Well, she could, but she's not here today. She's not in, so.
okay. You want to move a chair over here, babe? Or here, I'll just turn it to you, Nancy.
Good morning.
Can you see Nancy?
I can.
Hang on just a minute. Brad, can I hear anything? Can you hear me?
Okay, Melinda, let's swear in Nancy.
I know, hold on. Give me one. Okay, hold on just a moment. Can you hear us, Judge?
Yes, can you hear me?
Can you say something again?
Hello, test. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, Melinda, swear in Nancy, please.
Raise your right hand. Do we have a, Nancy, do you swear and affirm that that you're going to translate to the best of your ability in this case? Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, so who you have to testify, Counselor?
Yes, Judge. I would like to call first Victor.
Yeah, this is me.
Victor, we can't see you, but raise your right hand. We need to swear you in. So you speak English, okay?
I can barely hear you.
All right. Can you turn?
I can barely hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, I hear it better.
Okay, we need to swear you in, so raise your right hand, please.
Hello?
Victor? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Do you have your right hand raised?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, Counselor, you may proceed with this witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please state your name for the court. Victor, please state your name for the court.
Yeah, this is Victor Martinez.
And were you personally acquainted with Douglas Robert Sines?
Yeah, I know Douglas Fine for a long time when he was alive.
And were you well acquainted with Douglas Robert Sines' handwriting and signature?
Yes, I recognize his signature. If you have seen it, yes.
Judge, I would like you to take judicial notice of the will that's on file.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm looking at it as we speak.
Am I allowed to share my screen to show the witness the copy of the will as well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Are you able to see it, Victor?
No, I don't see it yet.
If he's joined by phone only, he won't be able to see it.
My screen, my cell phone is broke.
No, that's.
So I'm trying to get a video. I can't get no video in.
All right, Counselor, did you hear that? If he's joined by phone, he's not going to be able to see it.
I'm
Yes,
not
Judge.
gonna see it because my phone is broke.
Okay.
Yes, Judge.
But if you send me like a message or something so I can look at it, pass to the other board, it'd be nice.
Can you repeat that, please?
I say if you send me like a message,
A text
the
message?
time, a text message, it'd be nice. That way I can see it.
Will the court allow that, Judge?
Yes, sir. Yeah. You can send him a text message and then if you want to proceed on your other witness.
Okay. I would like to proceed with my other witness while we send that to the witness.
Okay, and he needs an interpreter, correct?
Yes, yes, Judge.
Nancy, we tell Josue that he needs to unmute, please.
Josue, that he's in what?
He needs to unmute.
He needs to unmute. Oh, yeah,
Josue.
he is now.
Okay.
Okay. Jose, raise your right hand, please.
Yes.
Jose, do you swear or affirm that the
Nancy, you have to
testimony?
repeat that.
Nancy.
Josue, ¿me oyes?
Sí.
¿Puedes levantar tu mano derecha?
Okay. That the testimony you're given today is true and correct, so help you God.
El testimonio que vas a decir ahorita va a ser perfecto y verdadero.
Sí.
Okay, you can put your hand down, sir.
Puedes poner tu mano abajo.
And Counselor, you may proceed.
I already sent him a copy.
Thank you, Judge. Josue, can you please state your name for the court?
Josué, ¿puedes decir tu nombre, por favor?
Josué Quesada.
Gracias.
And were you personally acquainted with Douglas Robert Sines?
¿Y estás tú con cuál es su nombre? Douglas Robert Quesada.
Douglas Roberto Sainz. No Quesada.
Douglas Roberto Sainz, sí.
Sí.
¿Sí?
Sí, sí.
Sí. Yes.
Were you well acquainted? Were you well acquainted?
Victor, would you mute yourself, please?
Yes, I'm
Austin, mute
sorry.
him if you can. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Were you well acquainted with Douglas Robert Sines' handwriting and signature?
Eso ya lo di. He already said
You
that.
just
Did you already say that? Do you want me to say that to Josué?
I think I said if he was personally acquainted.
Yeah. Josué, sí, conoces a Douglas Robert Sainz, right? ¿Verdad?
Sí. Sí.
Sí. Yes. Yes, sir.
And the handwriting and the signature as well?
Y también conoces su firma.
Sí.
Josué? Sí. Yes, sir.
And Judge, I would like the court to take judicial notice on the will that's on file again. And if I may share my screen.
Yes, sir. You may proceed.
Josue, I'm now showing you the document that purports to be Douglas Robert Sines' will.
Josué, disculpa. Josué, ¿puedes ver el documento que está enfrente de ti?
Sí, lo estoy viendo.
¿Y puedes ver qué es el documento de Douglas Robert?
Sí.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And this is the signature of Douglas Robert Sines.
¿Y puedes ver qué es la firma de Douglas Robert Sainz?
Sainz, sí. Douglas Robert Sainz.
Yes, sir.
And to the best of your knowledge, March 19th, 2020 is the date he executed his will.
Y puedes ver que en esta fecha del documento, él firmó el 19 de marzo
March 19th,
del 2020.
Sí.
Yes, sir.
And at the time of the execution of the will, Douglas Robert Sines was at least 18 years of age.
Y cuando firmó el documento, Douglas Robert Sainz tenía 18 años de edad cuando él firmó. ¿Sí entiendes?
No, no lo entiendo.
Sí. Cuando el documento fue firmado en el 2020, Douglas Robert tenía 18 años.
No, tenía más años.
He's saying that he was older when he signed.
Older than 18 years old.
Yes, older than 18 years old.
And does Josue have any reason to believe that he did not intend to do this will?
Josué, ¿tú sabías que Douglas no tenía ninguna intención de firmar este documento? ¿Este testamento?
No tenía ninguna intención.
Ajá.
No, bien, él tenía una intención de dejar eso.
¿Cómo?
Él sí tenía intención de dejarle su testamento.
He's saying that he has the will, that he knew that he wanted to have a will sign in.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, no questions from the court. You may call your next witness, counsel.
I call Victor.
Okay, are you gonna need the interpreter any longer?
I don't believe I do. I believe Victor can speak English.
Okay, Nancy, we'll call you if we need you. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Victor, you want to get,
Victor, if you can hit *6 to unmute, please.
Counselor, you want to get, take your, the self-proving affidavit off the screen? Since he can't see it anyway, there you go.
Thank you, Judge.
Victor, can you hear me? You're muted. Counselor, if you have no more questions for Josue, we can release him.
No, Judge, I have no further questions for Josue. Maybe.
Okay. He understood that, or somebody did there with him. All right, Victor, can you hear me?
Victor, can you press *6, please?
There you go. Victor's unmuted. Counselor, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Should I start where I left off, or should I start from the beginning?
You can start where you left off, son.
Victor, I know that now that you have a copy of the will, you have the copy of the will?
I got the message. I see the Douglas sign.
Okay, is that the signature, is that of Douglas Robert Signs?
Yes.
And to the best of your knowledge, March 19th, 2020 was the date he executed this will?
You repeat again?
To the best of your knowledge, March 19th, 2020 is the date that he executed the will. It should be on the last page.
Yes.
And at the time of the execution of the will, Douglas Robert Signs was at least 18 years old.
No, he was older than that.
Yeah. And
Yeah, he was older than that.
do you have any reason to believe that he did not intend to do this will?
No, he want to leave those paperwork already signed up because I noticed his family has no issues with it.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. No questions from the court. All right, you may proceed.
Are we done?
Yes, I think you're done, Victor, correct? You want to release this witness?
Yes, Judge. No further questions.
Victor, you're free to go. Thank you, sir.
All
right, counsel.
No further witnesses, Your Honor.
You're going to prove up the will?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you may proceed with that.
I request the court to probate the will and give letters testamentary to the independent executor,
Who's the independent executor?
Kimberly Uloa.
Is that her that's there with you?
No, Your Honor, this is another beneficiary of the will.
Okay. Well, somebody needs to prove up the will. I know you had your two witnesses, but somebody going to testify on behalf of the executrix? That could be you. And then you're going to have to file a oath from her. She's not present, right?
No, Judge. No, Judge.
Judge, there was another person that just dialed in with a 281 number. I'm not sure if that might be the person we're looking for.
Were you expecting her own, counselor?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
You're expecting her own?
No, Judge. I was just expecting the two witnesses to probate, the two handwriting witnesses to probate the will.
Okay, to prove up the
prove up the will.
The self-proven affidavit. Prove up the will. Okay. So I guess that's sufficient. You had two testify. But you know, letters cannot be given until you turn in the oath, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I just request to probate the will.
Okay, I hereby order the probating of the will and authorized letters of testamentary once the oath is provided.
And Judge, who's signing the proof of death? And
Yes.
other facts.
You or yourself.
Who went over all those questions?
Your executor has to prove up has to sign a proof of death.
Does he have a proof of death? Counselor?
Can one of the beneficiaries approve of the proof of death, or does it have to be the executor?
You can do it on behalf of the
Applicant.
of the executrix if you.
Okay.
And it's just going through those questions.
Mhm.
And if you want to do that, we'll swear you in and let you do it.
Yes, Judge. I would like to.
Raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And you may proceed now.
My name is Derek Verdun. I swear that Douglas Robert Sines died on August 14th, 2020 at Mont Bellevue, Chambers County, Texas, and 4 years have not elapsed since the date of death and the filing of this application. The court has jurisdiction and venue over the estate of Douglas Robert Sines. He lived in Chambers County at the time of death. Douglas Robert Sines died testate, and his will was signed on March 19th, 2020. At the time of the execution of the will, Douglas Robert Sines was of sound mind and at least 18 years of age. Douglas Robert Sines died without revoking his will. There were no children born to or adopted by Douglas Robert Sines after the execution of the will. No marriage was dissolved after the will was made. State of Texas, any governmental agency of the state, nor any charitable organization is a devisee under Sines' will, and a necessity exists for the administration of Sines' will. And to the best of my knowledge, the proof required to probate the will has been made, and the executrix is not disqualified by law from accepting letters of testamentary or from serving as an executor, and is entitled to such letters and is the person named in Douglas Robert Sines' will. That's Kimberly Sines Uloa.
Okay, now we'll admit the will to probate and authorize letters. You get that oath and we'll get it done.
Thank you, Judge. I'm sorry
Thank
for all
you.
the technical.
Hey, that's all right. We might as well start the year out. You're
May I ask a question,
out of the way.
Judge?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Mr. Burdett, who was the gentleman that Nancy translated for?
Josue. What is his last name?
Yeah, he needs to draw something up for her as well, signing off that she translated. Do you understand? Did you hear me, mate, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just trying to look up his last name.
But are you going to draw something up for our translator that she translated?
What document
Melinda,
would that be?
Sir, Judge?
I said, what would you need?
I think she's going to have to, wouldn't she have to have an affidavit? I mean, Marina may know that she's translated.
I don't know. I've never.
Okay, we'll check into
David
it.
on translation, at least on criminal court. I think it's the first time I've ever done one in probate court.
I know, me too. So we'll check into that.
If we need something, we'll let you know.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Melinda, anything else you need?
I believe that's it. Just their oath and proof of death when he gets it signed.
All right. Well, then we're going to adjourn. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge. Sorry for all the complications. Maybe excuse.
That's quite all right. We got this one out of the way. So the rest of the year is going to be good.
Maybe